Alright, what's up, guys? How y'all doing? I'm sure most of you guys have already heard the news or have already seen the news that one of our Gambian brother has been shot and killed by German police in Germany. And it's really crazy because I was here thinking, in my whole life, I've never had an African police officer shot a white person. Never in my life. Never. Now, I'm not saying it never happened. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I've never come across social media and I've seen a post where an African officer shot a white person, talk less of killing a white person. And I'm sure most of you guys are like watching me right now, the same too as well. Like you guys have never come across social media and see a white person being shot by an African police officer. Like, like we have thousands of people, like maybe hundreds of thousands of white people coming to Africa every year, every month. And I've never come across social media that a white person has been shot by an African police officer, which is crazy. And yet every year, every month, every week, white people are killing Africans. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, to be honest. In my whole life, I've never had an African police officer shooting a white person in Africa. I've never had it. I'm not saying it never happened in history. No, I'm not saying that. But I've never come across social media and I've never had anyone saying they've seen or they have witnessed an African police officer shooting a white person. I've never had it in my whole life. I've never seen it too as well.
Assalamu alaikum, my people. There are news on the Lamin Touray case. Lamin Touray, 46-year-old Gambian citizen, was not a danger. He was a victim of police brutality. As sources are explaining us now from the latest article and sources we have on the news, Lamin Touray, who was unalived some days ago from the police during a police case, was mentally issued. The wife called the police. This is very important. The wife called the police to assist her to transport Lamin to a place where he would get help for the mental issue that he developed. This mental issue was not known about before. When it happened, she, the wife, reached out for help to the police, and that's the mistake. The people who loved Lamin, they made the mistake thinking that police would help them to transport Lamin to a place where he would get psychological help. So then, when the whole case started getting out of hand, Lamin's wife asked the police to please allow them to communicate between him and the police. She wanted to mediate and beg Lamin to go with the police. They did not allow her that. Why? They released a dog on Lamin, knowing that he had mental issues. Why? They shot Lamin not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8 times. 2 shots in the beginning, he was already hit. 5 shots again, and a final shot. And from that 8 shots, 2 stroke, 1 the liver and 1 the heart. This is why he's no more here. Lamin Touray was not a danger. He was a victim. The next question, the police was aware of the fact that he had a mental unstable situation, that he was mentally challenged at that point. He was not himself. Why was there no psychological help? Why they didn't come with a psychologist or something? All right? There was no one helping him on this special situation. Instead, a dog was released on him. All right? We need to answer those questions. Why? Lamin Touray had to live this life because the people who loved him thought that the police would assist them as a help to help Lamin. But not knowing that the police is going to sign the death certificate for Lamin and that they are going to make him look like he was a danger when he was just a black person, a BIPOC person that had a mental problem and needed help. So the only crime Lamin Touray had was that he got sick, because mental issues are just as sick as fresh cold or a broken leg. He got sick, and that is his crime. The crime Lamin Touray did is that he got sick and he sought for help. So are we living in a country nowadays? Is Germany now at the point where that when you are a BIPOC person, you are not allowed to get sick because it could cost your life if you ask and seek for help to the police? This one goes out to all the fellow Europeans. If you are dating, if you're married, if you have family, friends, if you have someone that is black or person of color, and he or she has mental issues or problems, please never underestimate the danger you are putting your loved ones in by calling the police. Please, Lamin Touray was not a danger. He was a victim. He was 46 years old. He had people who loved him, and his only crime is that he had a mental issue that he was not in control about it. You don't control if you get sick, right? Because if I wake up today with a fresh cold, it's not my fault. So if he wakes up today and he has a mental issue, it's not his fault. So we are still waiting for the release of the body count. But there are so many questions. Why was the dog released? Why they didn't allow the wife to mediate? Why he was shot 8 times? Why 11 people 11 trained police officers cannot able to take care of one man that has mental issues? Why was he not electroshocked or tasered? Where are the body cam material? Why is all the video material disappearing from social media? Say it with me. Lamin Touray and his case need to be the step of the beginning of us not taking the fact that police brutality takes over in this country. Say no to police brutality. Say no to racial profiling. All right? The skin color that we carry should not decide about whether and how valuable our life is. So, say it again. Lamin Touray was not a danger. He was a victim, and his only crime was that he sought for help.
To be honest, I think she's right. Like, our Gambian brother was shot and killed because of his skin color, not because of he was sick. Because if this guy was a white person, they would have never shot Lamin Touray. If Lamin Touray was a white person, like, by this time this guy was like living, he would have not been dead. But because of his skin color, they've shot and killed him.
Let's talk about racial profiling. Let's talk about if Lamin would have been a white man, would he been handled the same way? I say no. If Lamin would have been a white man with a knife, would he still be alive? Yes. If Lamin was a white man, the whole case would have been handled different. And I think we need to see that this kind of cases, they are getting more and more, like it's getting more often, it's happening more often. Let's just remind about just not long ago when that young boy also was shot with 11 shots from the police. He had mental issues and he's no more in this life. Lamin lost his life. And according to sources, he has been having mental issues. There was an issue and he was like not treated the right way. And we have to look at all these overkills that happen. Like, I mean, if someone is shot with 1 bullet, that's one thing. But 7 or 8 shots, was that really necessary? What happened of tasering? Like, he could have easily been tasered.